June is a month of magnetism, a month of alignment, and a month that your soul is really calling you to rise. So if you've been feeling a shift inside, something kind of beginning to unfold for you, you wouldn't be mistaken. This month of June has some really amazing energy. We're going to dive into the numerology of the month and the intuitive hits that I have for the month of June. So let's dive in right now. Well, before we get started, guys, I would love it if you're enjoying my content. Hit the subscribe button down below. It really helps support me and my channel. Also, if you could just throw a thumbs up on the video, I would love that. Thank you so much. Now let's dive into the video. I gotta tell you, when I was beginning to look at the month of June, it's a year 9, and this month right now is a month 6 because it's June. So when you add the two together, it comes back and it is a number 15, or obviously reduced down to a single digit is a month 6. And 6 energy is all about love. It's about community. It's about an inner knowing and almost like a divine feminine energy. Talking about the divine feminine energy, if you look at the number 6, it almost looks like a bit of a pregnant belly. This is truly a month where we are going to begin to feel a call to really embody our divine feminine energy. And this is a month that is a bit softer. It's really focused on love and self-love, self-acceptance, self-trust, and embodiment of who we're really supposed to be, right? At a soul level, what we came here to do. You know, I will tell you that this year is such an interesting year because it's really a year of endings. In a universal year 9, you're going to have endings so that you can have new beginnings. It also, in Chinese Chinese culture, it is the year of the snake, which is also about rebirth. You know, it's shedding of old skin so that you can become new. And this month of June really embodies this energy. I will tell you, many of us, including myself and including you, I'm sure, have been feeling a call or something sort of whispering in our soul of starting something new. And that isn't by mistake. You know, especially in the month of June, with the aspects of like the planetary alignment aspects that we have and the solar flares that we've been having, this is all so that you can be fully embodied in what your soul purpose is. You know, many of us this month of June are being activated in our soul contracts, in our astrology contracts, which are all a part of understanding ourselves and knowing what our true purpose is. So when I was meditating, I saw these beautiful pink fluffy clouds, and truly to me what that represents is our heart chakra. Our heart chakra is being activated, it's being cleared, we're beginning to embody that activation the month of June. And what's so beautiful about that is there is so much love and acceptance and understanding and trust in this beautiful heart-centered energy. You know, when it comes to love, you first have to have self-love. You have to have self-trust. You have to have self-belief before you can truly embody love and accept it truly from somebody else. And so this month, with the pink energy that I'm feeling, is really a month to align your heart to what it is that it truly wants. You know, like I said, it's a bit of a softer month in the sense that we're meant to focus in and really focus on our heart and focus on what lights us up. You know, right now is a time in which the world is truly shifting, and we are all being called to embody and align with our soul's highest purpose. And that sounds so large, but it really starts small. You know, what's so beautiful about fully embodying your soul's purpose or your soul's knowing is that it doesn't have to be massive. You know, it can just be something as simple as taking time out and having a beautiful bubble bath to really connect with your heart. and to do things that really light you up and make you feel happy. You know, the number 6 is a very fun, loving, sort of playful energy. It's very nurturing. It's very heart-centered. And so the color that I saw in my meditation really aligns beautifully with the month of June and the numerology of the month. So let's talk about some of the messages that I got. I got 3, I believe it's 3, maybe it's 4 intuitive messages, and I sort of started hinting towards one of them. This is truly a month of alignment and activation. This is really the message that I got. And you know what's so beautiful is when I was in meditation, I saw this beautiful iridescent, sort of like shimmery, pink kind of white seraphim. And a seraphim is really a divine messenger of the highest order. And the message that I was given to truly share is that this is a month of embodiment. This is a month of activation. It is a month to begin to embody what your soul is calling you to do. This is a time in which many of us are feeling the urge to begin sharing, you know, our knowledge, our excitement, kind of like what I'm doing right now. You know, one of the things that you got to remember is that your soul has lived many, many lifetimes, and you have so much more wisdom and knowledge within you that you may not even realize that you have. You may not even realize that that it's there, or trust that it's there. You know, this is a month when it talks about embodiment. What that means to me is that it's really a month where we begin to truly take ownership of who we are and not allow fear to sort of block that movement. You know, the message that I got is that you do have everything you need to begin sharing, begin moving forward, begin the self-love. You are not too old. You're not too young. It's not too late. I got that you really are ready to begin to express yourself. And so I really ask you to lean into this embodiment and activation. What you're going to realize is that you have a lot more to offer than what you thought you did. I will tell you that right now is a time in which many of us are being called to healing practices, whether that's yoga, whether that's meditation, whether that's Reiki, whether that is, I might be mispronouncing that, whether that's hypnotherapy. A lot of people are being called to begin to learn these different modalities, these new practices. And what's so beautiful about this is that you aren't really learning. What's happening is you're having a soul remembrance. You're beginning to remember what your soul already knew. And the more you follow those breadcrumbs of what really piques your interest, what makes you excited, what you're going to find when you start following those little breadcrumbs that more of your path will unfold. You know, this is really a month of activation. When I say activation, it is a month where you are going to begin to feel like your path is really aligned, that your inner knowing is true. And it doesn't mean it's going to come without fear or without worry. That I think is a very human thing, is to worry, like, am I doing the right thing? Am I really meant to do this? The key that you got to remember is that intuition and your higher self or your spirit speaks to you very softly. It's not going to be nagging. It's just going to be there. It's going to be small reminders, whether that be angel numbers, whether that's seeing a word that reminds you or makes you think of what you were thinking. You know, I will tell you, when I began to be activated myself a couple of years ago, I was wanting to reach out to a numerologist that I wanted to learn from. This numerologist is a world-renowned numerologist that doesn't really offer classes. And, you know, I was talking it over with my partner saying, should I be doing this? Should I reach out to her? All of this stuff. And I got in my car right after this conversation as I was driving to a work convention, and I looked down and I saw the word joy, and that is the name of this person. And those are the small little things that your soul shares with you, right? It's not like a loud flashing billboard, though it could be. It could be. You could be passing a billboard that just like really reminds you. But typically it's something that is little. It's something that is, if you're not paying attention, you might not notice. You know, that's what's so beautiful and what's so amazing about our intuition, our inner knowing, our higher self, our soul remembrance, is that they still allow you to have the spaciousness of learning, of doing it in your own timing. You know, there's something called divine timing. Everything happens in divine timing. And so if you have started something new and it isn't moving as fast as you want it to, don't fret. This is a reminder that everything happens in divine timing. You know, sometimes we have to begin to showcase our skills, our knowledge, our abilities, not really to prove to somebody else that we have it. It's more to prove to ourselves that we have it. And so sometimes the slowness of moving forward with what we really, our soul is drawing us to, is there on purpose. It gives you the opportunity to begin to trust yourself, trust your inner knowing, because when you begin to move forward and do it, it's going to activate you even more. You know, this is truly a month where we're going to feel ready to begin. And that I feel is just such a beautiful message. So that was message number 1. Now let's talk about message number 2. You know, it's so funny, is I kind of included everything in the message. So let's break down those messages. Message number 1 that I was just saying is embodiment and activation. Message number 2 is knowing that you have ancient mystical knowledge within you. You have an inner knowing. You already have done this. You've done this in past lifetimes. All you're doing right now is bringing back the knowledge that you already know. And the third message that I got was all about self-love. It was about following your excitement, following your intrigue, following your interest, because those are little breadcrumbs to your soul's calling. So whether it be something like nature and you want to plant a garden in your backyard, it is quite possible that your soul is very connected to the earth. Or maybe it's something like, you know, ancient Egypt intrigues you. It's very likely that your soul had a lifetime in Egypt in the past and possibly spent time in the temples, right? If you have a connection to maybe druids and you don't, you know, maybe you in a past lifetime were one. And these are all things that interest us, right? Whether it be learning how to maybe connect with our soul in meditation. These are all things that we've done in the past. And so the biggest message is that this is a month of slowness. This is a month of self-love and acceptance. It's a month of embodying in a very gentle way who our soul really came here to be. And keep in mind that when we begin to embody our highest timeline or our highest calling, it may require us to shift our life a little bit. And that's okay. When you begin to elevate your energy or your vibration to a higher vibration, the things that are not a vibrational match may fall away. And that is expected to happen. And that kind of brings me back full circle to it being a year 9 and a year snake in Chinese culture. Know that this is a universal release of many ancestry, kind of like lineage, maybe shadows, you know? So this is really a year and a month where we begin to embody ourselves and know that part of embodying our highest being is to allow the release. And so that's really the messages that I got. I hope you guys have a beautiful June. It's really a month where I am feeling extremely called to do maybe some guided meditations. I believe the first one I'm going to do is about opening your heart chakra, because I really feel that this is a month of a heart chakra activation. For many of us, we are going to feel this call and this pull to really begin to love ourselves and accept ourselves in the deepest way. And so if you would love this heart activation meditation, comment down below heart activation. Again, if you guys are enjoying the content, put a thumbs up on it and make sure you subscribe if you haven't. I'm sending you all a ton of love. I hope you guys have a beautiful month. We'll see you in the next video.